Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity into reality. We offer our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Volunteer and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your idea you need to turn your content into reality? We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Highlight issues you're passionate about or would like to learn more and participate in the production process? Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Opportunity? Memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality? We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV to allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Coverage of our Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV is brought to you by the following sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, the Rail Trail Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience with locations in Hudson and on Main Street here in Milford. Rentschler Biopharma, sponsor of our broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma transforms innovative ideas into life-saving biopharmaceuticals. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. And Unibank, big bank know-how, community bank attitude. Serving the Milford community at their local branch on Prospect Street inside the Shaw's Plaza.
fields here at Milford High School, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Rail Trail Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience specializing in an all-scratch-made kitchen featuring wood-fired flatbreads. It's an inviting atmosphere for the whole family to enjoy. You can check them out at their Hudson location or right here in Milford over on Main Street. Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coet, happy to be with you on the call. Another beautiful fall afternoon here in Milford, and we're about set to see our third consecutive game for this boys soccer team. We've covered their last 3 straight. And a good matchup on tap for you this afternoon as the Scarlet Hawks play host to the Attleboro Bombardiers. Right now, these two teams share the top spot in the Kelly Rex division. Milford is 3-1-1 overall on the season. Attleboro is 3-0-1 overall on the season. So sponsoring our our partnership with such a great organization like Rentschler Biopharma. They are a global contract and development and manufacturing organization. You can trust. A little bit of some breezy conditions down at the field. Right now it looks like the breeze is blowing mostly from right to left across the playing surface. As we've mentioned, we've covered the last couple of games in a row for this boys soccer team. It started early last week in Milford's home opener against the Stoughton Black Knights, a game that had some feistiness to it at times. Milford battled to a 2-2 draw. And then on Friday of last week, Milford matched up with a good non-conference rival in the Medway Mustangs. Milford got on the season, so looking to keep the winning going here with one more game on the home turf. Taking on a very tough Attleboro team that's gotten out to a very strong start to their season. Looks to be the senior Keegan Gray in net for the Bombardiers for this one. It is Yuri Diaz getting the start once again for Milford at the goalkeeper position, and with that, live soccer action underway here at the MHS turf. Milford looking to attack from left to right. And to all of our Milford fans experiencing some technical difficulties getting the feed up on our educational channel and our Verizon HD channel, but we're here live on YouTube. Many folks having issues tuning in on the TV side, just give them a heads up to head over to YouTube. We'll make sure we get those technical issues resolved as soon as we possibly can. Inside the opening minute of play here this afternoon. Milford gathering in the corner on their defensive side of the field. Scarlet Hawks got goal in the first half. I beg your pardon, in their victory against the Medway Mustangs on Friday of last week. Ball taking a roll out of play along the far side. On this clock again, just settling in to this first half action. Bombardiers under the direction of their longtime head coach Peter Pereira. He has been doing it for a very long time down in Attleboro. Can I start covering sports for cable access television down in Attleboro back in around 2010, and Coach Pereira was of this Bombardier program as Milford gathers in from the near sideline. Mikey Morera trying to leave this ball for the redirect over along the far post, but not successful this time. Good idea from Morera as he sent that one in a long way. Now Attleboro with a chance to clear this ball out. This ball loose along the near sideline. No ball kids right now helping out along the near sideline, so Attleboro Diaz is able to out of play. Milford really overcommitted just to the near side of the net. That ball came the top of the box for a decent chance, and Diaz was able to make the save, but leading to a corner kick chance here for Attleboro, putting some pressure on Milford early. Scarlet Hawks able to get the partial clear after the corner kick, and now trying to move this ball up the near side. They'll be able to get it through center, but the Attleboro played back to the defense now for the Bombardiers and moved along by number 13. That's Jack Smith. This is a very veteran-heavy Attleboro roster as Jonas Marks gets dropped down to the turf. Just 3 juniors and 2 sophomores on this varsity roster. The rest is all seniors, so a lot of veteran leadership, a lot of longtime players on this varsity roster, so certainly you would think the continuity, the experience on was lobbying for a handball there as that ball came through towards Diaz, but they do not get the call. And Yuri, who did not get the start here on Friday, it was Victor Dos Santos who had an opportunity to get the start. He is back in action and so far has been busy through these opening minutes. Again, we see Jonas Marks taking a tumble as that ball came through center, no whistle, and eventually Marks gets himself back into the play. Another centering pass from the corner, and Diaz is able to pull it down. And so right now it is Attleboro really pushing the tempo through this opening 10 minutes. And this ball will range in here. Milford a chance to settle it down and then knocked away out of the reach of Brian Ribeiro. He was the only Scarlet Hawks player upfield. Ball out of play along the far sideline. Trying to do some technical troubleshooting while we call this game in the early stages. Trying to get to the bottom of why even our stream is having some quality issues through this early stretch of the game. So bear with us here as Milford able to clear that ball out more. At the edge of the box, Attleboro shaken up. That is number 16. So meanwhile, clock continues to roll here as Attleboro regroups. Looks like they'll have a free kick here just outside of the box. And so Milford, who has been back on their heels now, having to defend. A good chance here. It looks like it will be Marks who will take the kick. And instead, the ball comes in. It's like 23 for Attleboro. That is Christian T. Had a lot of traffic coming in on that ball. It was Tikas who made the kick and sent it just high. Survive another Attleboro opportunity. And now this ball goes out of play. Will stay with Attleboro as they continue to keep Milford hemmed in on their defensive side. Attleboro has scored a total of 8 goals through their first 4 contests of the season. As this ball comes in, Milford will have a chance to clear it out. It's been low-scoring games the last 2 out for Attleboro. A 1-1 tie against Mansfield back on September 10th, and then a 1-0 victory against North Attleboro. Just over 29 minutes remaining here in the first half, and Milford has yet to present a true scoring opportunity. It's been all Attleboro here early. This early stretch of the season, Milford showing themselves to be a team that heats up as the match goes along, and that has caused them to, on a couple of occasions so far this season, have to play from behind, which they have been able to do successfully, with the exception of their season opening loss to St. John's on the road. Been able to overcome a couple of deficits, including on the road at Sharon to pull out a win. Came from behind to earn the tie against Stoughton. The most recent game against Medway, they were able to get on the board first and hold on to the lead. Keegan Gray, the senior keeper here for Now this ball sneaks through. Milford now will try to angle this out of play, and some big bodies coming together there. was Corvin, Jimmy Thomas, and Guy Charisma for Milford. Charisma able to get back to his feet after looking a bit shaken up, trying to get comfortable. Looked to be a little ginger as he moved in towards the net. This won't be a corner kick, it will be a toss-in for Attleboro. Forces Milford back in tight towards their net. With one of the officials before a whistle play to continue. This toss comes in just out of the reach of trying to track it over towards the far sideline. They knock it out of play off of a Bombardier body. And we'll try to break it out, but cannot do it. Now here is Danny De Silva, the ball over the middle, and Milford pushes this too far as that ball came in too hot, and for the clear, and now Attleboro right back on the move. Nice play here from Mike Gonzalez. Gets a little shove off the ball. Refs allow it. Now poked through by Morera. And now Ribeiro runs into a defender and in some pain. And so Brian Ribeiro comes off the field here. He'll get checked on by the training staff. Towards 26 minutes to play in the half. Dump back down over the middle. Scarlet Hawks trying to use their speed with Marco De Silva, but Attleboro able to angle it back to the keeper. Now De Silva trying to challenge. Here's Mikey Morera, leads to a shot on goal and smothered by Gray. I believe that was Mateus De Jesus with the shot on goal. Milford's first of the match so far, but Keegan Gray able to save it without much difficulty. So we play on scoreless. Milford starting to show a little something here. This ball comes through, but whistled once again for an offsides, and that has been happening with some regularity here over this home stretch. Again, this is our third consecutive game for the boys that we have covered, and we have seen Danny whistled for a number of offsides, especially in the game against Medway last week, and you could see Danny really getting frustrated with those whistles towards the end. Danny's such explosive speed. Just trying to keep that timing to avoid those whistles and create some lopsided chances. This ball knocked out of play. Both teams lobbying for it. Milford will toss in. I know it will be tossed down to the corner. Milford with a couple of players there. That ball knocked a long way out of play. And Milford sorely lacking in staff down at the field for this game. Usually got a couple of kids shagging the balls on the track. But on the far side of the field, taking care of any loose balls. So just one of those days where it's just not a lot of folks available. Here, Danny De Silva tries to thread a pass ahead towards Mikey Morera, but it's picked off by the Bombardiers. And now here is Bieland. He'll play it ahead, knocked away by the Attleboro defense, coming up on 23 minutes left to play in the half. Meanwhile, we'll get a timeout called here. It stops the clock with 22 minutes and 52 seconds to go here in the first half. So again, for Attleboro, they opened their season on September the 4th on the road against the Canton Bulldogs, earned a 2-1 victory. Their most lopsided victory of the year came on September 8th, where they scored 4 goals in a victory at home over the Taunton Tigers. And then we mentioned their last two, that 1-1 draw at home against Mansfield over North Attleboro in their most recent game, which came last Friday. So 3 out of their first 4 over at Tozier Cassidy Field in Attleboro. This is just their second road game of the season. Milford started out with 3 on the road, now finishing up their 3rd straight at home. They will be away from Milford High School for their next 2 games, as they will travel to Canton and King Philip before their next home game on September the 27th against Grass. Teams returning to the field after the timeout. Again, just under 23 minutes to play in this first half, looking for our first goal. Attleboro was a big reason that Milford failed to claim a Kelly Rex Division title last season. These two teams met very late in the regular season last year at a time where Milford was really challenging Franklin for that Kelly Rex title. And a little bit of a letdown for Milford. A 1-0. And ultimately, they ended up just 2 points behind Franklin for the Kelly Rex title last season. So that loss to Attleboro ended up really proving to be crucial. Waiting now for Gray to release this goal kick. Stay away so he doesn't get that whistle. Quickly goes back the other way. Now Diaz boots this ball in the direction of Danny De Silva, but it takes a hop right back to the Bombardiers, who now have to play it back to their defense. They'll send it all the way back, in fact, to Keegan Gray. And now up ahead to the midfield for Jonathan Esteban. And over towards Christian Tikas before the ball goes out of play. Deers finished last season 5-9-4. They ended up on the outside of the playoff picture. Played a lot of close games over the course of last. But again, have one of the most senior-heavy lineups in the entire Hockomock League, and so really leaning on that here this season. When we look at the early games in 2024, Attleboro did not win their first game of the season. A lot of close games in there, a couple of ties as well. Started 0-5-2 before finally picking up that first win, so a much different start to this season for the Bombardiers as they get another corner kick here. Milford initially looked like they were going to track it down, and then it's just blasted out of play off a shanked kick from Attleboro. So Milford, another opportunity to start a trip upfield. It has been very sparse time in front of the Attleboro net so far for Milford. Just under 19 minutes now on the first half clock. Back to Guy Charisma, who pushes over to the far side. Brian Ribeiro, good to see back out on the field. He got a little shaken up earlier. Needed a quick check-in from the training staff. Nice play, meanwhile, for Marco da Silva to keep that ball alive. Perhaps not, as now Attleboro will get the toss in. Certainly a nice effort regardless. Attleboro continues to have a stranglehold on the pace of this half. Mike Gonzalez with the long toss, but it's corralled by Jonas Marks. Thomas and away, but now this ball knocked away from Marco da Silva, and Attleboro up the near sideline, but out of play. Milford with the toss back in. Head coach Antonio Pinto back with Milford here this afternoon after he was unable to be with the team on Friday. Assistant coach Mike da Silva was able to lead the team to that 2-1 win over Medway. On the near sideline for Drew Ribeiro, a senior for the Bombardiers. But the ball ends up out of play. Morera back to his feet. De Silva, and held on to by the keeper, Keegan Gray. Some clouds rolling in overhead here. Still too much of a factor. Overall good conditions for these teams as Milford feels the pressure, again having to push out of play. Now hard blast from distance. That was well to the near side of the Milford net on a shot taken by Jaden Beeland. This ball leaks back, but nobody in the box except for Gray. Drives this ball across the middle, picked up right at the center logo by Bruno Estevez. He'll try to jump into play here again on a feed for Ribeiro. Ribeiro able to get himself down into the corner. Can he center this up? That ball goes out. That will be the first corner kick of the half for the Scarlet Hawks. So a period where they have really had very little in terms of scoring opportunities. We'll see if they can get anything done here, coming in from the far side. And deflected out. And nothing doing there for Milford, who will now angle out by their own bench. So Milford dealing with high level of physicality. You can just see there the size mismatch between Enrique Lopes and Corvenjmi Thomas. Free kick now for Attleboro, taken by Christian Tikas. Milford able to get this ball cleared out to the midfield, just out of De Silva's reach, and now dumped back in again for Jaden Beeland. Beeland knocks it out of play, and Milford will race over to collect the loose ball. Right around 12.5 minutes to go in the half. Now Milford with the toss in out of the reach of Marco De Silva, and immediately Attleboro pounces. Ball rolls out of play down the far sideline, and it will be Milford who will toss it back into play. Now bodies down. A whistle going against Attleboro. It was once again Jonas Marks who was in the middle of it for Attleboro, as he has been in this half. All the way back to Yuri Diaz, who picks that up just ahead of the racing Corvenjmi Thomas. Possession flipping back to the Bombardiers as we inch towards 10 minutes to play here in the first half. All the way through to De Silva, tries for a little touch pass to Marco. And now back to Mike Gonzalez. Sends this pass out of the reach of Mikey Moreira, and now back again to this Milford defense, who has had a lot of pressure on them throughout this half. Cassine with the clear. Moved along by Moreira and now knocked back into the attacking side by Attleboro. Coach Pinto a bit exasperated over on the sidelines. Looking to get Mateus de Jesus back on the field. He will sub in here. He'll replace Danny De Silva. That ball sneaks past. De Silva putting some pressure on. And that ball ended up going out of play. Milford. This ball stays in play. Picked up by Mateus, who sends a shot in towards net, wide to the near side, and fallen on by Keegan Gray. Coming down to the final 8 minutes of this half as Milford tracks this ball down to the corner, up the near sideline, but that takes a hop out of play. Milford a little give and go with De Silva and Moreira. Ball ends up out of play. Milford will have the chance to toss it in. De Silva looking for options, instead will yield to Mike Gonzalez. Milford brings it back to the middle. Lopes over to Marco De Silva. Passing just not especially crisp for Milford in this half. Really just trying to survive against a very fast and physical Attleboro team. Here's De Jesus now. Has a trio of defenders. Ball now. It's Beeland who takes it over the middle, gives way to Corvindry Thomas. Meanwhile, nearly every play ends with some hard contact. Here's Thomas now trying to clear himself for a shot. Milford with a couple of defenders losing their feet, but holds strong. Trying to get a quick rush upfield. Meanwhile, an Attleboro player down back towards the midfield line. I think that's the second time that the Bombardiers sideline was lobbying hard for a call in the box. Again, not sure if they were looking for a handball, but the officials emphatically waving that off. Now moved along by Ribeiro, and a shot by Mateus de Jesus. One of the better looking shots of the half for Milford on a ball that was played along nicely by Brian Ribeiro to set up the chance, but Keegan Gray makes a good save. Down to the final 5 minutes of this first half. Still scoreless. Herrera plays it back to Gianelli Cassine. Dart upfield finds Brian Ribeiro. That goes up over the net and out of play. So the Scarlet Hawks generating a little bit more traffic here on their offensive side of the field late in this half. Down deep for Mateus de Jesus. Goes back to try to track it down on the sideline. It'll be Attleboro to toss back in. Benjamin Thomas able to deliver it out of play, and on a day where once again to Gonzalez. Marco along the near sideline, cuts back middle, and now dishes the pass for Mikey Moreira, but he couldn't keep that ball at his feet. Gets pulled away by the Bombardiers. The tempo ratchets up as we are inside of the final 3 minutes of the half. Down the far sideline for Max D'Amico, a senior for Attleboro, but Milford dumps this the other way, stays on sides for Mateus de Jesus, tries a little self-pass, able to get a shot in. The ball leaks out away from Gray. The defense a little soft touch in towards the net that's held on to by Gray. Clock now frozen as we go under the 2-minute mark. Bruno Esteves along the far sideline for Milford. Again, trying to get a feed towards Mateus de Jesus, who's been the hot hand here over this last sequence, creating a couple of chances for Milford. Now it's Thomas. Crosses the midfield line, now goes down. And before Thomas even gets back to his feet, Attleboro quickly gets the ball back. Scarlet Hawks defense there to dump it back the other way, and then out of play on the far sideline. Time running out in this first half. Looks like Danny De Silva will remain on the bench for the remainder of this first half. Mikey Morera will check out here as Shane Kagwana subs in. Meanwhile, about 40 seconds to go until we reach halftime. Here comes Marco De Silva. Crossing towards the middle. And now Attleboro with the clear back towards center. Contact. And one final chance here for Milford. Partial clear for Attleboro. And time expires now in the first half, so the good news for Milford is they were able to hold Attleboro off the scoreboard. The bad news was certainly Attleboro had the better of the chances throughout this first half, so we head into the intermission right now, tied at 0. These teams will chat with one another with 10 minutes on the clock here for halftime. So if you're joining us on our live coverage, just hang with us for the next few minutes, and then we will return for second half action in this Kelly Rex Division showdown between Milford and Attleboro. It's scoreless here as we bring you the action live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Stay tuned to the
Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity to turn content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas you need to turn your content into reality? We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tell their stories. From studio interviews, company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well.
Coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV is brought to you in part by Unibank, big bank know-how, community bank attitude, serving the Milford community at their local branch on Prospect Street inside the Shaw's Plaza. Coverage is also brought to you in part by Rentschler Biopharma, proud sponsor of our broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. And of course, our presenting sponsor for Scarlet Hawks athletics coverage here on Milford TV is the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Two outstanding locations over in downtown Hudson and right here in downtown Milford. Tim Coet here with you on the call as we settle in for second half action in what has been a scoreless battle so far between the visiting Attleboro Bombardiers that currently share the top spot in the Kelly Rex Division standings. Been a physical game so far. Attleboro with the better of the scoring chances in the first half and at times really dominated play. Milford was able to find their form very late in the first half to create some opportunities. Mateus as now this ball comes in wide to the far sideline. Diaz protecting that near post as the ball goes out of play. Momentum swings in the head-to-head matchup history between these two teams over the years. Overall, we trace the head-to-head meetings back to the 2018 season where Milford is 7-5 head-to-head against Attleboro. But a lot of the wins recently have gone to the Bombardiers. They have won cleared out of harm's way recently. The team split last season with Attleboro returned the favor and defeated Milford on their home turf 1-0. So two fairly low-scoring games. Milford scored both of their goals in the second half in the win at Attleboro. So we'll see if they have any second half magic in them here today as well. Milford looking to attack from right to left across your screens here in the second half. For some of the quality issues that we've had on the live coverage today. Not quite sure where the issue is coming from, so we'll do our best to get that diagnosed before our next action here out on the turf field. Danny De Silva now down the far sideline, and that ball sneaks out of play. De Silva got a bit of a rest in the last stages of the first half. Now back out. Back to Tegan Gray here, who will push it towards the far sideline. All the way ahead to the Milford defense, who now will push in the direction of Esteves. Tries to win this ball back. It's Jaden Beeland. Attleboro gets it over to number 18. That's Drew Ribeiro. And that ball goes out off of Ribeiro's foot, so Milford will have the chance to send this ball back in play. Brian Ribeiro waiting for this ball, picks it up, now tries to feed it through to Danny De Silva, but it's headed away by Jonas Marks. And now space over the middle for Jonathan Esteban. And now turned away by Bruno Esteves, but again, it is Danny De Silva getting whistled for an offsides. Kick goes a long ways off the foot of Mason Prive, a senior. Now some jockeying down in the corner, ball goes out of play. It appears for the Attleboro Bombardiers. In the first half, Milford just won. Beelan delivers this corner. Past the far post, chance at a header for Attleboro, but it's delivered up over the net and out of play. Ribeiro and Kyle Martins. And now back to Morera, and this ball sent in now by Marks, and it clanks off the far corner of the Milford net. That chance of material from about 35 yards away, and ended up just hitting off of that corner and then out of play. Attleboro will get the toss in deep on their attacking side. Now a redirect in towards net. That, I think, went off of a Milford body, and fortunately Diaz was laser focused and he's able to make the stop. And so once again, Attleboro really keeping Milford frustrated back deep on their own side of the field. Milford will toss it in, trying to find Danny De Silva. It's popped back out on the header by Attleboro's Jack Smith. Kyle Martins Another opportunity for the toss-in. It is dumped out. A chance for a corner now for Milford. I beg your pardon. Just the toss-in, as it turns out. Here's Lopes. He'll loop this ball in, but that's over the Attleboro net and out of play. Could hear Coach Pinto calling for a corner there, but officials seeing it differently. About 10 minutes into this second half. Scoreboard unchanged, still all zeros. Moved ahead by Morera. He takes the shot. It goes off the hands of Keegan Gray. Goes over the net and out of play. And Milford will get the corner kick here. Decent amount of Attleboro fans making the trip here to Milford High School, cheering that sturdy play by the Bombardiers goalkeeper. Kick from the near corner. Nice. Marvini Brito free along the near sideline. On the second half clock. Out of the reach of Danny De Silva. Now pushed back in for Ribeiro. Ribeiro gets a pass to De Silva. Trying for a centering pass, but it cannot make it through the teeth of that Attleboro defense. Charisma blasts this over everybody and takes a couple of bounces into the waiting hands of Keegan Gray. There's Beeland again, great speed. Gets it on the outside to Christian Tikas. Tikas will carry it into the box, and now it's knocked loose by Milford. Ball goes out. And again, Peter Boucher active on those far sidelines, tracking down all these loose balls. He gets it back over to Jonas Marks, who will toss in deep on the attacking side. This ball will spin across the goal mouth. And now curled out of play. And Beeland with his cleats coming up high on Kyle Martins. A whistle, and now a toss in on the near side for Sam Smith. Once again, Beeland right in the middle of the action for Milford. Gets this ball cleared out as far as midfield, but carried right back in by the Bombardiers. So far this second half has played out very dominance for Attleboro really everywhere except for the scoreboard. to release this ball upfield. Dropped right back. Pushes up into the box for Drew Ribeiro before the ball ends up out of play. Diaz was a bit out of position. Now this ball skids. Push it over in the direction of Tikas. Has nowhere to go, so again sends it back to Attleboro's keeper. Ribeiro dumps in towards the near sideline. A couple of headers here for the Scarlet Hawks. Send this ball back towards the middle. Esteve stays with it. And now taken away by Jonathan Esteban. Milford just in survival mode right now. Really no ability to execute an offensive game plan, just trying to prevent goals from scoring. Attleboro putting a whole lot of pressure on, really, from the opening tip of this game. The Bombardiers, and the deflection goes hard into the Attleboro bench. We'll be back out here on the turf field for one more game this week. It'll be for the girls soccer team, weathering a lot of injuries in the early days of their season. They will return home to take on the Canton Bulldogs on Thursday of this week with kickoff at 4 p.m. So we will have that coverage live for you on Thursday. We've logged a lot of games so far in this month of September. If you've missed any of our Verizon High Definition channel, so check out all of our fall sports action, football, boys. Unfortunately coming up short in a 4-set match against Canton. But here the boys soccer team in the midst of a 0-0 tied score with 23 minutes remaining in this second. Milford has generated some of the only offensive chances that the Scarlet Hawks have had all afternoon. Over the middle by Guy Quaresma. Now here's to Jesus. Physical defense from Marvini Brito. Long toss from Sam Smith. And then released back towards the middle, out of the reach of Danny De Silva, headed in by Mason Prive. The fans in the stands here in Milford largely in support of this Attleboro team. Not a lot of home fans here as this strike comes in towards the center of the net, and Diaz is able to make the save. Another good performance in net here this afternoon for Yuri Diaz. The depth for this boys soccer program, where they ended up losing arguably one of the best, if not the best, goalkeepers in the Hockomock League from last season's team, transferring out of Milford High School, but they have found a goalkeeper tandem that so far has been equally up to the task in Yuri Diaz and Victor Dos Santos. Both have played well early on in this season. They've needed some sturdy goalkeeping today, as Attleboro has been pressuring. Take us down to the midway point in this second half. Right back in from Jonas Marks. And now this ball hard off of this ball takes a hop back towards the middle, right on the foot of Mikey Morera, trying to feed Mateus de Jesus, but that pass was off target. Morera looking very frustrated after that play broke down. Gets some positive reinforcement from Brian Ribeiro, who returns to the field. Marco da Silva will get a rest. Coach Pinto trying to cycle some fresh legs with this team. Brian Ribeiro, but broken up by a sliding play from Jonas Marks. De Jesus up the near sideline, trying to carve between a couple. Down out of the corner, centering pass had Ribeiro streaking in towards net, but it's deflected away by the Attleboro defense. Now Danny Da Silva from the far sideline, trying to get free. Gets past Tikas. Mikey Morera comes in support. He ends up down on the turf, as now Attleboro is able to get the clear. Some good things there on that possession for Milford. As Cassine gathers back in, Esteves across the middle. 17:45 on the second half clock as this ball comes to the near sideline now. And again, pushed back to the defense. Milford finally for Mateus de Jesus, and Gray able to dive in. That ball ended up glancing off the crossbar. Gray ended up not making contact with that ball. He dove in, but that was over his glove and then ticked off the crossbar out of play. now paused at 16 minutes and 40 seconds to go. And so once again, we pull up the remainder of our schedule for the month of September, already starting to get down to some of our final games of the month. We'll wrap up this week with that girls soccer action against Canton coming up on Thursday, and then we'll have a bit of a hiatus in our coverage. We won't be back in action until the following Friday when the football team finally returns home here to Milford to take on the Natick Redhawks, but we'll have one more road matchup before returning back here to Milford. See if they can keep the momentum rolling off of that big victory against the Leominster Blue Devils from last week. So football on Friday, September 26th at 6 p.m., and then we wrap up the month with the girls volleyball team taking on Oliver Ames on September 29th at 5 p.m. And so again, we'll start to get some of our October sports dates out to you. Coming up very soon, we'll release that out on social media as well, so make sure you're following us on all of our platforms. You can follow Milford TV, Blue Sky, and of course on Facebook for the folks in the generation still on Facebook. Clock restarted here, ticking down to 16.5 minutes to go in the second half. Milford with a little bit of a spark there prior to the timeout. As Beelan now leaves a soft pass over towards Sam Smith, he'll cut it back to his defense. And now up ahead and pushed by Jack Smith in towards the Attleboro keeper, who takes a moment to deliver a message of stay calm to his teammates out on the field before releasing a high arcing kick that is delivered back towards the middle off the header by Kyle Martins. And now taken up the far sideline by Mike Gonzalez. And then that drifts out of play. Gonzalez with the toss back in. Martins there, but it is Drew Ribeiro, who ends up down on the turf. And a warning after the contact. Attleboro bench calling for a card to be issued, but that did not happen. Free kick here for the Bombardiers. The middle for Danny De Silva. Gets tangled up a bit with Jaden Beelan. Now the ball ends up out of play. Milford coaching staff looking for an explanation from the officials for that whistle. As this ball is dumped on a line and towards the Attleboro keeper off the foot of Bruno Esteves. Attleboro sensing the pressure, they put it back onto the foot of Gray. And now in the meantime, A bit of a delay by Keegan Gray, and now he'll release the kick. Angled forward by Beeland. And now tracked down over the middle by Jonas Marks. Milford can't keep it alive. Just over 13 minutes to go in this second half. As that ball goes out off of Lopes. Toss in for Sam. Ball, Milford can't believe it. This comes in on net. Milford able to clear it out. Right now, Guy Quaresma on the sideline for Milford, getting looked at by the training staff. So in a game where defense has been of paramount importance for Milford right now, hoping that Quaresma can get back out there on the field. Looks like he's going to get the left foot work done. Meantime, again here, and Diaz will have the chance to scoop it up. Off the body of Ribeiro for Mikey Moreira. Now Danny De Silva with Christian Tika draped all over him. He does get the whistle. And now Ribeiro tries to muscle a ball through the Attleboro defense. It's knocked down, kept in play, and eventually picked up by Gray. Dangerous ball here that Attleboro sends up over the net. Milford fortunate there. Milford whiffing on a couple attempts to clear that. Led to an opportunity for Drew Ribeiro, but he couldn't take advantage, and we approach 10 minutes to play in the second half. It is still scoreless. We went back through the recent history of these head-to-head meetings. There hasn't been a tie between these two teams, at least going all the way back to 2018. Marco De Silva tries to dangle. Now gets bumped off the ball by another good play from Jonas Marks, who has been solid all day long for the Bombardiers. And gets Shane Kagwana. And just past the reach of Brian Ribeiro. Dumped out of play off the foot of Sam Smith. Toss in here for Kyle Martins. Danny De Silva loops this pass back in the direction Ribeiro. Hard ricochet off an Attleboro body. Mateus de Jesus tracks this ball down, moves it up the far sideline. It's Morera now down into the corner. One-touch pass finds Jonas Markson's stride. And now up the near sidelines, but out of the reach of Jaden Beeland. And meanwhile, Brian Ribeiro goes up for that ball. He came down in some pain. Meanwhile, Guy Charisma so attention on the sidelines. Free kick here for Mikey Morera as we approach the final 7.5 minutes of this Kelly Rex Division showdown. And again, more frustrated body language from Mikey Morera as he delivered that kick right into a wall of white jerseys. Morera, who's normally a reliable facilitator, it's been a little bit out of sorts today. Tossin finds Aceves. He'll charge forward into the box. Tries to take a shot, but defense there to snuff it out. And now full sprint upfield for Drew Ribeiro. Is dumped back the other way. Keegan Gray waiting for it. Under 6.5 minutes now. Tikas up the far sideline, broken up by Mike Gonzalez. Danny De Silva there in support. Morera turns towards the middle of the field, finds Marco De Silva. De Silva with a little space, pushes this pass in, but it's wide to the near side of the Attleboro goal. Both teams trying to keep the energy up here. Brian Ribeiro, who had gotten a quick rest on the sideline, ready to re-enter. Trouble brewing there for Benjamin Thomas. Just deflected out of the way, and now down to the turf goes Drew Ribeiro, gets the call. A lot of conversation after the play. Cassine right in the middle of it for Milford. So it is Corvin Jimmy Thomas. Looks to set up for this critical free kick. Deflected by that defensive wall. The clock now frozen as we are under 5 minutes to play in the second half. Little self-pass for Mikey Marrero. Weaves a pass ahead for Danny De Silva on sides. Danny a little bit of space here, tries to dribble that in a little bit further, gets deflected in the end. And now cleared out. That time for Danny De Silva. Too selective there, trying to find the perfect shot instead of just trying to create some traffic in front of the net. Moved on towards the near corner. Marco De Silva in a foot race with Sam Smith. The ball goes out of play. Smith will have a chance to toss it back in. Stoves will angle this ball back to Quaresma, who has just enough time to get that ball out of the reach of Thomas, who was bearing down. This ball angled right to Brito. Pushes it over towards the far side. One hop over onto the foot of Christian Tikas. Steves able to steal that ball away. Now De Silva. Has that ball taken away, and the ball rocketed up into the stands. Final moments in the second half. Scoreless all day long. Is that how it'll finish? Collision over the middle. Over the call. Mikey Marrero thinking that that whistle went in Milford's favor. It did not. And so now Attleboro sets up for a free kick with just a minute or two to go in this one. Brian Ribeiro cuts this ball back to the middle. Can't get it to De Silva. Now the two meet together just outside the center circle, and now a whistle that does indeed go in Milford's favor, and everyone trying to get upfield as quickly as possible. And right now, Coach from the sounds of it, maybe about 30 seconds to go when we come back out of the timeout. Coach Pinto electing for a late timeout here, give his team a chance to catch their breath for one final push-up field. See what they can draw up here for this situation. Ginelli Cassine will take the kick. Just a yard onto the Milford attacking side of the field, so here we go. Comes in into a crowd out of the reach of Ribeiro, popped high up in the air. Mikey Marrero trying to settle this ball on the near sideline, keeps it in play, now dumped back out by Attleboro. And now the race on to try to get a ball over on the sidelines for the toss-in before time expires. Into Ribeiro, and he has that taken away, and that will be the final play of the game. And so we end where we began. tied at 0. So both teams battling hard. Milford hoping to get one last offensive chance there, but nothing materialized. So each team will walk away with a point. Milford's record will stand at 3-1-2 now after this one today, with Attleboro now at 3-0-2. And so the teams will stay tied for first place in the Kelly Rex Division standings moving forward. So it should be an interesting matchup for these two teams when they meet again in Attleboro later. As we take a look at the schedule, not exactly sure when that game will happen yet. Of course, there's some to be determined games later on in the schedule, so we'll see if this game ends up being one of those, as you might expect with the way that the new schedule is working in the later stages of the season. But meanwhile, as we start to wind things down for the day, Milford will be on the road for their next two. Their next home game will come up on September 27th in another non-conference game, this time against Grafton High School. But our next coverage here on Milford TV will be on Thursday, as we'll cover the girls soccer team in action against Canton, with that game getting on. But meanwhile, for Patrick Garapi manning the cameras up on top of the press box, I am Tim Coet, bringing you the coverage live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. That final score, one final time, it is a scoreless draw between Milford and Attleboro. This has been a presentation of Scarlet Hawks Athletics here on Milford TV. It's presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. So long, everybody.